Accepting President Duterte's dare, Senator Manny Pacquiao has compiled documents which he says contain evidence of government corruption. The Health Department reports nearly 6,000 fresh COVID-19 infections, pushing the active case count to above 53,000. Octa Research Group flags 4 areas of concern after seeing at least a 30% COVID-19 infection growth rate. PHIVOLCS continues to record volcanic tremors and gas emissions from Taal volcano, which remains under alert level 3. And the short-form video app TikTok is tripling its time limit on content to enhance the creative storytelling abilities of its users. Focused and fearless, here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Taal volcano continues to show unrest as PHIVOLCS sees active upwelling of hot volcanic fluids. 3 phreatomagmatic eruptions were also recorded on Friday. Now, to tell us the latest on this, we have PHIVOLCS Volcano Monitoring and Eruption Prediction Division Chief Mariton Bornas. Ma'am, good evening.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Yesterday we had minor activity at Taal Volcano Island. This was very minor, no? Maliliit lang ito na phreatomagmatic bursts. And it's not anything like what happened on July 1 when we had a phreatomagmatic eruption column plume that was generated by a minor eruption at Taal main crater. So, but today we've already finished measuring yung ating SO2 flux, and we were able to obtain the highest ever measured SO2 flux for Taal at 14,000. Can I just check? It's anyway, we recorded the highest flux today. No, it's 14,600 plus tons per day today. So we are currently issuing an advisory. Pasensya na po, just finished writing an advisory to be issued at 8 o'clock. Warning of high SO2 emission. It's 14,699 tons per day, almost 14,700 tons per day. And coupled with this, we have registered very, very low to almost no wind over Taal Volcano Island. Doon sa surface, no, we have all-weather systems measuring wind, humidity, and temperature. And mataas ang humidity, so it's between 79 to 91% over the Taal region. And coupled with a high sulfur dioxide gas, this will also produce, of course, yung naturally volcanic smog over the Batangas province, particularly yung communities around the lakeshore areas. So tonight, we just issued an advisory at 8 o'clock, warning of high SO2 flux, the highest ever recorded at 4,699 tons per day. And if you remember, before the eruption last July 1, 2021, we recorded very high SO2 flux, no, of 14,000 plus tons per day on 28th of January and 13,000 plus tons per day on the morning of July 1, right before the eruption. So we are issuing the advisory warning of maybe we might have another phreatomagmatic eruption similar to what we had on July 1.
Ma'am Mariton, are there any signs that there's a possible hazardous eruption that will take place soon based on the activity of Taal volcano?
As we have always mentioned, the scenario that we are looking at right now is phreatomagmatic eruption of a much lesser severity than the 2020. And this is because we have been registering or recording seismicity, sulfur dioxide gas, and ground deformation that all point to a very shallow magma source, no? Yung nasa ilalim na mismo ng Taal Volcano Island, which we know was intruded or inakyat na noong 2020, no, when the volcano erupted. This is not the same as the 2020 eruption, in which the magma that was erupted actually was highly pressurized magma, very deep, doon sa deeper magma chamber ng Taal, which is some 30 kilometers beneath Balayan Bay.
Ma'am Mariton, you mentioned you're about to release a bulletin. Would like to know as early as now, yung alert level po ba ay iaakyat? We are...
Ano naman? No, we're not raising the alert level. We are just saying, because the conditions are the same, but again, we are recording very high sulfur dioxide flux. So maybe this is preceding again eruptive activity at the main crater. Similar to what happened on July 1.
Panghuli na lang ma'am, what should residents near Taal do as early as now?
You have already recommended yung evacuation ng mga high-risk barangays of Agoncillo. Again, let me mention, it's Bilibinwang and Banyaga Agoncillo. Sa Laurel, it's Kulod and Boso-Boso. And the eastern part or the lakeshore part of Bugaan East. No? It's very important that people stay away from Taal Volcano Island and the Taal Lake area because of the hazards of phreatomagmatic base surges and the volcanic tsunami, no? Just in case magkaroon tayo ng eruption. Also, matindi ang SO2 around the volcano, and we've been receiving reports of people that have been affected, yung nagsasmart ang mga mata and masakit ang lalamunan, having difficulties breathing when they are in communities quite close to the volcano. No? So,
Well,
please take care. And downwind of the plume.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for those updates. That's Mariton Bornas from Phivolcs. Now, just a year and a half after being devastated by the Taal eruption, the local hospitality sector is yet again faced with a similar challenge. Chasey Cosico has the story.
This private resort in Barangay Kiling in Talisay, Batangas near the Taal Lake has no guests nor personnel. Its gates locked.
Tao po. Tao po.
All of its staff have already evacuated in anticipation of Taal's eruption.
For protection na rin po ng tao kasi hindi po natin talaga mapipredict yung lagay ng bulkan. Maaring surprise, maaring may abiso galing sa PBOX, pero siguro mas maganda na rin po yung handa.
The resort canceled all its bookings for the month of July as a result of its temporary closure.
Sabi ko naman po sa kanila, if ever mag-okay at bumaba yung level ng bulkan, maybe matuloy sila. Pero sabi ko, aabisuhan ko na rin po sila.
It was only in May this year when the hotel reopened to tourists following the volcano's eruption and the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. No one can tell when they'll be able to bounce back from their losses.
Sa ngayon, hindi ko po masabi kasi nakikiramdam din po kami.
Ma'am, so paano po yung mga staff niyo, ma'am?
Wala po, hindi po pumapasok.
This resort in Barangay Banga, however, remains open but is still not frequented by guests. But its manager said around 10 bookings for this week have also been canceled by vacationers.
Sabi nila, hindi naman na kami tutuloy dahil syempre, kahit sino naman, syempre, yung mga taga rito nga umaalis, naman pupunta dito, gano'n. Iyon, natatakot din sila.
Tourism activities like boat rides have also been suspended since last year.
Paano malaking kabawasan, ma'am? Talaga?
Wala nang nagpunta sa island, gano'n. Syempre, kabawasan din yung sakita namin.
There are around 30 resorts in Talisay, Batangas, but only around 5 were allowed to operate under the current quarantine guidelines.
Kailangan namin sumunod ang dato ng PBOX dahil ito ay para sa kaligtasan ng lahat. Sa boating kasi, hindi natin ma-predict kung kailan talaga siya sasabog. Then, ang pinangambahan din namin is yung pagtataas ng sulfur dioxide.
The LGU said evacuation plans are in place should Taal's unrest intensify, even though they are not yet gravely affected. To date, the volcano remains under alert level 3.
Wala pa naman kaming paghihigpit dahil ang apektado naman ay yung talagang dalawang bayan na nakapaligid dito sa Tal Volcano. So far, naapektuhan din naman kami. Pero yung hindi ganong kalala yung sulfur dioxide na dumaan dito sa bayan ng Talisay.
Local officials are calling on residents to remain alert amid Taal's unrest. For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
Meanwhile, the Philippines logs nearly 6,000 new COVID-19 cases today. The total caseload still stands at 1.4 million. Of this, 3.8% is active. That's more than 53,000 infected patients. At least 90 new deaths were recorded today. That's 1.75% of the total death tally, which is now at a little over 25,000. Meanwhile, some 7,600 more patients survived the virus today. In total, 94.5% of infected Filipinos have already recovered from COVID-19. The research group identifies 4 COVID-19 areas of concern, which reported 30% infection growth rate. In an interview with us earlier, research fellow Guido David said these are the cities of Davao, Bacolod, Iloilo, and San Fernando in La Union. In Metro Manila, David reported a 5% increase in the average number of cases, but he noted that this is not worrisome.
We did identify 4 regions which we saw had an increase, but some of them, day to day they change. So we noticed that there was an improvement in some of them, but we're still seeing a significant increase in what we mean by that is at least 30% growth rate every week.
When asked if the Delta COVID-19 variant is the primary driver of surges, David said there's no evidence yet on that.
No, we cannot say that the Delta variant is responsible at this time. We don't have biosurveillance evidence that the Delta variant is spreading in the country. And also, based on the trends, we're not seeing a very fast increase that would be, let's say, characteristic of the Delta variant when we compare it to other countries.
Senator Manny Pacquiao proves that he is not all talk by sharing more details on the alleged corruption under the Duterte administration. Ryan Ang with the story.
Before flying to the U.S. to prepare for his fight against Errol Spence Jr., Senator Manny Pacquiao disclosed some information on the alleged corruption in some government offices. Pacquiao began his press conference on Saturday afternoon, thanking President Duterte for the opportunity to help him fight corruption.
Nandun pa rin po yung respeto ko sa ating Pangulo. Maaring hindi naintindihan ng Pangulo, maaring mali ang impormasyon na nakakarating sa kanya. At ito kung malaman niya na hindi ko po siya inaaway.
His table was filled with documents and supposed evidence for his corruption claims, among which is the Social Welfare Department's e-wallet app called StarPay that was used to distribute the Social Amelioration Program funds. Pacquiao said a total of 1.8 million beneficiaries supposedly received the government's cash aid, but only 500,000 have downloaded the app.
Anong nangyari sa 1.3 million katao na hindi naka-download ng StarPay app? Ngunit sa record po, nakatanggap na po sila ng ayuda. Yan po ang gusto kong itanong sa DSWD. Ang nawawala pong salapi ay 10.4 billion pesos po. Nasaan po napunta ang limpak-limpak na ayuda?
Pacquiao also cited the health department for allegedly buying medicines that were nearing their expiry at a regular price when this should have cost lower. Moreover, the senator questioned the energy department for allegedly signing contract with the independent electricity market operator of the Philippines without proper bidding process.
Ibinigay sa IMAP ang kontrata na hindi man lamang dumaan sa bidding. Mula sa 7,000 paid up capital ay naging instant billion pesos company ang IMAP sa loob lamang po sa loob lamang po ng isang taon.
Pacquiao said he will be submitting documentary evidences to the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, adding that he has witnesses to prove the allegations of corruption. Meanwhile, Pacquiao stressed that he became president of the ruling PDP Laban Party by succession, and that more than 100,000 of its members support him as president. He also accused Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi, who is also PDP Laban's vice chair, for dividing the party.
Sila kasi gusto nilang hati-hatiin itong partido, gusto nilang buwagin ang partido dahil wala po silang malasakit sa partido. Ako ayaw ko ng ganun, gusto ko ng unity, gusto ko ng pagkakaisa ng partido at gusto kong palakasin pa yung partido at yan po ang itinuturo ko sa lahat ng mga partido at inumpisahan ko po yan na magkandak ng seminar sa iba't ibang lugar ng ating bansa. At ipinupost po natin yung peace in economics na ang partido dito po sa PDP Laban, ito po yung magbabago ng imahe ng isang political party na hindi lamang ito sa stepping stone ng isang politikan, kundi ang political party ay magtutulong din na magbibigay ng sustainable livelihood sa ating mga kababayan, especially those members of the party. Yan po ang gusto kong ituro at advocacy nitong PDP Laban.
For News 5, Ryan Ang, we are One News.
Video sharing platform TikTok starts letting users to upload videos up to 3 minutes in length in a bid to stay ahead of its competitors. Product manager Drew Kirchhoff said this will allow creators to create expanded content on TikTok with the flexibility of more space. The option to post longer videos will be available to all TikTok users in the coming weeks. Creators were only limited to posting a maximum of 1 minute. Instagram will also be experimenting with video features to ride on the hot trend. And for more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now, www.signalplay.com, and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.